Hare Krishna. Please accept our humble obeisances. Welcoming all of you. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam namaskrityam naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudirayet nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavat sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke Bhaktir-bhavati naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Nama Pankajanabhaya Nama Pankajamalini Nama Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangraye Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Aradhya Bhagavan Vrajesha Tanayas Tadhama Vrindavanam Ramya Kachidupasana Vrajavadhu Vargena Vakalpita Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanam Amalam Prema Pumartho Mahan Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhur Matamidam Tatra Dharana Paraha Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanath Swaminiti Namine Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swaminiti Namine Nama Acharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradayine Gaura Katha Dhamadaya Nagara Gramatarine Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisheshunvadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Mukam Karoti Vachalam, Pangur Langaya Te Girim Yat Kripata Maham Vande Shri Gurung Dinatarinam, Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hare Krishna. So we welcome all of our YouTube live viewers. We welcome all of our Facebook live viewers. Welcoming each and every one of you. Thank you so much for always enthusing us, inspiring us by your active participation. We are very, very grateful to each and every one of you. So today, we thought that we will cover two chapters from the second canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, chapters 7 and chapter 8. Chapter 7 is a little lengthy chapter, and we were first of the impression that we can cover 4 chapters today and complete the second canto of Srimad Bhagavatam today. But however, we found that we will be able to do justice if we can do the 9th and the 10th chapter in tomorrow's session. So Prabhu will be describing the 9th and the 10th chapter in conclusion of the second canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, which deals with very important points, especially in the 9th chapter, the Chatushloki Srimad Bhagavatam, that was told by Krishna himself to Lord Brahma. That is described in the 9th chapter. So we felt that that needs this special attention. So we will do 2 chapters today, and we will conclude the second canto of Srimad Bhagavatam tomorrow. Prabhu will conclude it tomorrow. So today we will start with chapter 7. Prabhu completed till yesterday. He completed till chapter 6. So we will start with chapter 7 today. Chapter 7 is entitled Scheduled Incarnations with Specific Functions. So here in this chapter, Lord Brahma is describing to Narad Muni the major incarnations of the Lord. And, just like how we see in the Bhagavad Gita too, we see that in the second chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, we see the chapters entitled Contents of the Gita Summarized. Which means in chapter 2, it's like almost like an index of what is coming up in the following chapters is mentioned. So there's something mentioned about karma yoga, dhyana yoga, ashtanga yoga, and even bhakti yoga is talked about in the second chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So the entire contents of the Gita is kind of summarized in the second chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Very similarly, we also see that the first 2 cantos, which you see this entire Srimad Bhagavatam consisting of these 12 cantos, they actually form the personality of Godhead. It is the divine form of the personality of Godhead. And it is said that the first 2 cantos, first canto and second canto, form the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So in the first canto also, there is a chapter, the 3rd chapter, describes the different incarnations of Krishna. So again here, there is a description of the scheduled incarnations with specific functions. So here in this particular chapter, we are going to see just snippets of what is coming up in the coming forward cantos, in moving forward. Just like how, even Lord Ramachandra is described here, there is the description of Bhrigu Muni with the pastimes of Vishnu. There is the descriptions of Kardama Muni with Mother Devahuti, the teachings of Lord Kapila with Devahuti, with his mother Devahuti. All of these, Dhruva Maharaj's Leelas, Gajendra Leela, all of this is talked about in this particular chapter, even including Krishna's pastimes from the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So we see that this particular chapter is giving us an insight of what is coming in advance, coming forward, going as we move forward in the forthcoming cantos. So with that, we will try to understand these different incarnations that are explained here in this particular chapter. The scheduled incarnations with their specific functions, it says. And as we know, that yesterday also Prabhu spoke about this, but today we will go into a little more detail, that there are 6 categories or 6 kinds of incarnations. First one is the Leela avatars. Then come the Purusha avatars, Manvantara avatars, Yuga avatar, Shaktavesh avatar, and Guna avatar. Not in any particular, chronology. These are just different, the 6 categories of incarnations. So how do we understand these 6 kinds of incarnations? It is said, let us try to understand first the Purusha avatars. The Purusha avatars are basically the 3 kinds of Vishnus. Mahavishnu, then we have Garbhodakshay Vishnu, and then we have the Kshirodakshay Vishnu. So Mahavishnu is the one who is lying down on the causal ocean, from whose navel Lord Brahma, the lotus sprouts, and Lord Brahma appears there on top of the lotus, and from whose every pore of his body, multiverses come out, universes are coming out. And when the universes are coming out, in each of those universes, Mahavishnu expands himself as Garbhodakshay Vishnu and enters into each of those universes. All the living entities are manifest in each of those universes. And in each of those living entities, and even in between the space between the atoms, Lord Vishnu again manifests himself as Kshirodakshay Vishnu, as the Paramatma or the super soul in the heart. So these three Vishnus, they form the Purusha avatar of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then we come upon the Leela avatars. The Leela avatars generally are considered to be the 10, the glorious Dashavatar, Leela avatars that we know. It also has another 15 extra incarnations. Some of them who are Hayagriva, Dattatreya, even Naranarayana rishis. Then we have Hamsa, we have Prishnigarbha, we have Rishabdev, we have Prithu Maharaj. All of these personalities also form into Leela avatars. They come under the category of Leela avatars. Now, sometimes we see that there are specific personalities. Even Vyasadeva actually is sometimes considered to be a Leela avatar. But he's also a Shakti Avesh avatar. Similarly, just like Kurma or Matsya, they are also Leela avatars, but they can also be considered to be Manvantara avatars. So, like this, sometimes there is an overlap of, the Leela avatars, and some of them can be a combination of the different avatars also. So, but generally, Leela avatars mean the Dashavatar that, we famously know, who is Matsya, Kurma, Varahadev. So all of these 10 incarnations are considered to be the Leela avatars of the Supreme Lord. Then we come upon the Guna avatar. Guna avatar based on the three modes of material nature. The three modes of material nature being Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. Goodness, passion, and ignorance. So in goodness, we say that it's Lord Vishnu who is the maintainer of this cosmic manifestation. Lord Brahma is the creator or the engineer. So he is in the mode of passion. And Lord Shiva, being the destructor, is a destroyer. He is in the mode of ignorance. Now, does that really mean that Lord Shiva is in the mode of ignorance, or Lord Brahma is passionate? No. They are presiding deities of these particular gunas, not necessarily covered by or influenced by these modes. Especially Lord Vishnu, he is definitely not influenced by the Sattva Guna or the mode of goodness. They are just presiding deities of these particular modes, taken specific role so that the workings of this cosmic manifestation can take place. So that's why they are called the Guna avatars of the Lord. Next come, the fourth kind is Manvantara avatars. The Manvantara avatar are also, like as I mentioned before, that some Leela avatars can be Manvantara avatars also. So here we have Vamana Dev, we have Vishvakshena, we have Dharma Setu. These are the, different Manvantaras. Manvantara means each Manu, there are 14 Manus. So the reign of the 14 Manus form each Manvantara. Each Manu has one Manvantara to rule, which is one Manvantara is about 71 cycle of Mahayugas. Mahayuga means Satya, Treta, Dwapar, Kali is one Mahayuga. The full cycle of Satya, Treta, Dwapar, and Kali forms one Mahayuga. So 71 such Mahayugas is the reign of one Manu. And there are 14 such Manus. So each of these Manvantara avatars means in those 71 Mahayuga cycle, there's one Yuga avatar. One Manvantara avatar, sorry. So they are called as these 14 Manvantara avatars. There are 14 of them. Next, the fifth one is called the Yuga avatar. The Yuga avatar, of course, Satya Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Treta Yuga, Kali Yuga. Generally, this particular Yuga cycle that we are in is a very special Yuga cycle, very, very special one. You see, there are many reasons why this particular Yuga cycle is very special. The reason Satya Yuga is always the first one. Then after that is supposed to be Dwapar Yuga. Dwapar means two. So Dvitiya, we say Dvitiya in Sanskrit. So Dwapara means the second. And Tritiya means Treta. So generally it's Satya, Dwapara, Treta, and then comes Kali Yuga. But this Yuga cycle, only this particular one, we have Satya Yuga followed by Treta Yuga, then Dwapar Yuga, and then Kali Yuga. So Treta and Dwapar have swapped their place. Very special reason why that has been done. It is said that in the Satya Yuga, Mother Gautami, Gautam Rishi was, he was married to this very saintly lady called Ahalya. So Gautam Rishi, he was very powerful sage, and Ahalya, she was a very, very beautiful, devoted, chaste lady. And Indra was eyeing upon Ahalya. Ahalya was also called Gautami, the wife of Gautam Rishi. And Ahalya was so beautiful that even the king of the heavenly planets, Indra, was attracted by her beautiful features. So one day when Gautam Rishi left the, hermitage and to take his bath, at that time Indra, disguising himself as Rishi Gautam, he entered the hermitage and tried to be intimate with Ahalya. And this way, she was cheated of her chastity, and she was very, very saddened. And at that very moment, when she was with Indra disguised as Rishi Gautam, at that very moment, her actual husband, Rishi Gautam, walked in. And she was completely taken aback. And she was in a state of shame. She was in a state of guilt. And Rishi Gautam was extremely angry. And seeing Rishi Gautam being so angry, Indra immediately left. He ran away from there. But the wrath of Rishi Gautam's anger was borne by Gautami, by Ahalya Mata. And Gautam Rishi cursed her to become a stone. And as soon as he cursed her to become a stone, he immediately felt very, very bad, that he realized that it is not her fault. It was not her fault. She actually thought that her own husband had come. So she was not at fault at all. So he started feeling bad, but he could not retract his curse. He could not make her, back to being a human again. He couldn't do that. But therefore, he gave her a blessing saying that the Lord will come. The Supreme Personality of Godhead will soon appear, and by the touch of his lotus feet, you will be revived back again. So Mother Ahalya's Satitva, means her chastity, was so great that the Supreme Lord actually could not tolerate to see her as a stone and to wait for the entire crossing of a complete yuga. For, first she was cursed in Satya Yuga. So then after that, Dwapar would have to go, then Treta would come, then Lord Ram would come, and then deliver Ahalya. So then he said, Supreme Lord decided, no, I will make sure that I come first. So that's why Treta Yuga came before Dwapar Yuga. And there's another reason why the yugas were exchanged. This is one reason. We know how when Lord Ramachandra was going with Lakshmana and with sage Vishwamitra after killing Tarka, when they were on their way to Mithila, at that time Vishwamitra Muni brought Lord Ram to this hermitage where Mother Ahalya was as a stone. And just by receiving the touch of the lotus feet of Lord Ram, she came back to her original self, and she actually went back home, back to Godhead. That was the power of her chastity that made the Yuga cycles also change. You see, the power of chaste women is something very, very potent, very, very powerful. So that's how she made the Lord appear even one yuga before. That was the power of her chastity. And another reason that why the yugas interchanged is because this particular yuga cycle, out of the 71 mahayugas, this is right now we are in the 28th cycle of the 7th manu. So as I said, there are 14 manus in one reign of a manvantara. So we are in the reign of the 7th manu, and out of the 71 cycles we are in the 28th cycle. So in the 28th cycle of the 7th manu, a very special thing happens. That in this Dwapar Yuga, every 28th cycle of the 7th manu, this happens. That in this particular Dwapar Yuga, Krishna himself, the one residing in Goloka Vrindavan, that Supreme Personality of Godhead as he is in Goloka, he comes down and displays his majestic pastimes in the land of Vrindavan, in the land of Bharat Bhumi. And following this particular Dwapar Yuga, immediately after that, the Supreme Lord, taking the mood and the complexion of his topmost devotee, Srimati Radharani, descends as Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. So therefore, these Dwapar and Kali have to come together also, just in this particular Yuga cycle. Again, from the 29th, the next Yuga cycle, we will be back again to Satya, Dwapara, Treta, and then Kali. And in that Kali Yuga, Lord Chaitanya won't come, nor will Krishna come. Some other incarnations will be there, but not Krishna and not Lord Chaitanya. So this is how special our opportunity that we have here today with us, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, that we have an opportunity to be in this glorious Sankirtan mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that we have in front of us these revealed scriptures that are allowing us to make history. We are history in the making. The doors of Goloka Vrindavan are open for us. Just this Kali Yuga, that is the specialty of this particular Yuga cycle, 28th cycle of the 7th Manu. So the Yuga avatars of the Supreme Lord are described here in this particular chapter, that the Supreme Lord incarnates in Satya Yuga in white complexion. In the Treta Yuga, he is red. In Dwapar Yuga, he is blackish. And in Kali Yuga, and in special Kali Yuga, his color is that of yellow or golden. So actually it is said that generally in every other Kali Yuga, it's blackish, like in Kalki Avatar. But this special Kali Yuga, he also appears as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with a golden or a yellow complexion. So this is how we are explaining that Satya Yuga, when we say that the Lord comes in the color white, that one we can understand that the Lord is appearing as the Hamsa incarnation, the swan incarnation, or even Trivikrama, who is Vamanadev, beautiful white personality. So many other incarnations, fall under this white category of Satya Yuga. In Treta Yuga, it is said that the Lord appears in red complexion. So the red complexion comes from, in Treta Yuga, the way to attain God realization is through the performance of yajna. So here the yajna purusha, who is Lord Vishnu himself, he is also in the complexion of red. So that's why it is said that in Treta Yuga the complexion of the Lord is red, because that's the means of realizing God perfection in that particular yuga. And it's also said that Prishnigarbha, who are all Satyaveksh avatars, they are also the complexion of red color who appear in Treta Yuga. In Dwapar Yuga, of course, it's Krishna who appears in the dark black complexion. And in Kali Yuga, it is Krishna himself in the mood of Radharani with yellow or golden complexion. So this is how we understand the Yuga avatars, the 4 Yuga avatars, we understand them. The final one, the 6th kind, is the Shaktavesh avatar of the Lord. Shaktavesh avatar of the Lord, there are many, categories to them, but mainly it is said that they are divine forms who have come with a specific purpose, with specific mission in mind. Just like Anantashesh. Anantashesh, he is the Shakti, that he is having the Shakti of Bhudharana Shakti, that he is holding the earth, the cosmic manifestation on the hoods of his head. So he's got the Bhudharana Shakti. Then there is Narad Muni, who is said to have the Bhakti Shakti. Then there is Vyasadeva, who is also the literary incarnation of the Supreme Lord, who is also a Shaktavesh avatar. So like this, there are different kinds of Shaktavesh avatar. In fact, even Srila Prabhupada is definitely Shaktavesh avatar. So like this, we understand the 6 categories of incarnations, and this entire chapter 7, is describing these personality. In fact, it also talks about Gajendra, talks about how Lord Ramachandra is going to come, and then how, when Gajendra, when he was fighting with the crocodile, at that time he just picked up a lotus and he just offered it, that whoever is supreme, please come and save me. And immediately Lord Vishnu descended on his Garuda and just, chopped off the head of the crocodile and saved Gajendra. So that is also mentioned here in this particular chapter. Many, incarnations here, snippets, as I said, snippets are mentioned here. And then finally, there is also talk about Krishna himself from the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. That when Krishna is, but he is not talked about as an incarnation. Srila Shukadev Goswami, he says that Krishna, it is also already been confirmed by Srila Shukadev Goswami in the 1st canto itself, in the 3rd chapter, where he says, Ete chamsa kala pumsam Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indrari Vyakulam Lokam Hridayanti Yuge Yuge, which means that all the incarnations are either plenary portions or portions of the plenary portions of the Lord. But Sri Krishna, he is the original personality of Godhead. So that is a very unique position of Krishna, that Krishna is not an incarnation. So here, that's what is confirmed here by Shukadev Goswami again, stressed upon again in text 27. He's saying that there is no doubt that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. Otherwise, how is it possible for him to kill a giant demon like Putana when he was just on the lap of his mother, 6 days old? And how can he just, with a slight kick of his leg, how can he overturn an entire, cart? So like this, how could he uproot a pair of Arjuna trees? All this is mentioned. So these are pastime, just snippets given that what is coming up in the 10th canto. It's just like, when we go tasting, there is, during wedding seasons, or, when there is weddings going on, there's something called cake tasting. You go into cake, famous cake shops, and if you want to order over there, they give you, little taste of all the cake flavors that they can make. Or if you go into any ice cream parlor over here, like Marble Slab Creamery, or you go into Baskin Robbins, or you go into, any of these ice cream places, you get to taste a little bit of all the flavors. Then you choose, okay, I want this, I want this, I want this. Similarly here, Srila Shukadev Goswami very, very tactfully, to keep the enthusiasm of Srila Pariksit Maharaj, he is giving him snippets, little taste of what is coming, like trailers. When we see, what is the purpose of, trailers when we see a movie? When we go to see a movie, the most interesting part of seeing the movie is like 15 minutes before the start of the actual movie, where you go and see the trailers. It's very enthusiastic to go and see the trailers. That shows what's going to come in the future, maybe 3 months later, 6 months later. They show very nice trailers. Why do they show trailers? Because to keep the audience enthused, to keep the audience excited, to keep the audience engaged, that this is the exciting thing that we're going to talk about. So stay tuned. It's coming. How Krishna, killed the Kaliya snake. It's here, text 29 is saying, how Krishna chastised the Kaliya snake. And he, when the inhabitants of Rajabhumi were, after this Kaliya incident happened, when they were sleeping, in the night, there was a blazing forest fire. And Krishna and Balaram just told the Brajbasis, close your eyes. And then they did magic. The magic was, Krishna just opened his mouth, he just swallowed the fire. And the Brajbasis, if anyone is surrounded by fire, if anyone comes and tells us, close your eyes, you need to have real faith in that person to close the eyes when we are surrounded by fire. The Brajbasis had that much faith in Krishna. During the day, Krishna chastised Kaliya. During the night of that same day, Krishna saved the Brajbasis from the forest fire. Here in text 29, Srila Shukadev Goswami is giving a snippet, a trailer of this, that this pastime is coming in detail. So stay tuned. And then how Mother Jashoda, she tied up Krishna. And then when she saw how baby Krishna is there, after being punished by Mother Jashoda, what did Krishna do? He went and just crumpled down the two big, gigantic Arjuna trees. And as if that wasn't enough, Krishna, when Mother Jashoda said, okay, he's making too much mess here at home, if I leave him, let me take him to the Jamuna Ghat. And when Mother Jashoda brought Krishna to the Jamuna Ghat and placed him in the ghat and went to take bath in the Jamuna, Krishna just picked up the mud there, put it in his mouth. And then Mother Jashoda, hi, Kanha, what did you do? Open your mouth. And then Krishna revealed the entire cosmos within the mouth. So all of this is described here in this chapter. How Krishna saved Nanda Maharaj from the big serpent, who had come from, being sent by Varuna, and how Nanda Maharaj was saved from the clutches of Varuna. So all of this is, being talked about, how Krishna killed these different demons, like Pralambasura, Dhenuka, Baka, Keshi, Arishta, Chanura, Mushtika, Kuvalaya, Pira, Kamsa, Yavana, Narakasura, Paundraka, Shalva, Dvivida, Gorilla, Balvala, Danta, Vakra. All of these, Rukmi, Viduratha, all of these personalities were killed by Krishna. So all of their names are here in this particular chapter. So stay tuned. It's coming up. That's how, Pariksit Maharaj, his inquisitiveness is going on increasing. Oh, wow, I'm going to listen to all of this. These, hair-standing pastimes of Krishna. I'm going to listen. And then finally, listening to all of this, Pariksit Maharaj, he just couldn't control his excitement. The Lord Brahma, he is concluding that, in this particular chapter, he just concludes by this, just giving these snippets. And then continuing on to chapter 8, the chapter 8 is only questions by King Parikshit. Because after listening to these very interesting snippets which are coming up, The entire description of the forthcoming cantos, like Canto 3, Canto 4, Canto 5, through 12, what all is coming up. Shukadev Goswami gave a synopsis of that to Pariksit Maharaj. And in the next chapter, chapter 8, Pariksit Maharaj was so excited. He was so excited that in 29 verses, in the next chapter, Srila Pariksit Maharaj, he just questioned Shukadev Goswami by saying that just please, please, please tell me more about the narrations of the Lord. Please continue to narrate the glorious Srimad Bhagavatam to me so that I can place my mind at the lotus feet of the Lord. Please explain the duration of time between creation and annihilation. I want to understand, the planetary differences. I want to understand how the cosmos works. I want to understand all of that. How creation, maintenance, and annihilation works. Please explain to me all of that. What about the subsidiary creations? I want to learn about that, as well as the nature of time. You are saying that, here in the mundane world, we experience time in a linear way. But you're saying that time is also cyclic. So can you tell me how do we understand time? And also, please explain the duration and the measurement of life of the different living beings who are right from the devatas down to the lowest insignificant creatures, living entities. Can you please explain to me their different durations of their lifetimes in different planets? Is there life there? What is happening in different universes? Please describe the inner and outer spaces of the universes by specific divisions, as well as the most important thing, characteristics of the great personalities that you just described. I want to know in proper detail about the life of each of the personalities that you talked about. Prishnigarbha, Prithu Maharaj, Bhrigu Muni, Kardama Muni, Devahuti Mata, Kapil Dev, Dhruva Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, and the other incarnations that you were talking about, the Supreme Lord directly, Lord Ramachandra, then Kurma, Varaha, Matsya, all of these. I want to know all of them in exact detail. I want to know. That he said that, O great sage, representative of the Lord. You see how beautifully Pariksit Maharaj, just like how Arjuna had submitted himself to Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, similarly, again here, Pariksit Maharaj is submitting himself to Shukadev Goswami, and he's saying that, O great sage, you are the representative of the Supreme Lord for me. Kindly satisfy my inquisitiveness in all that I have inquired from you. And all that I may not have inquired. I may have skipped some things. Since I am a soul surrendered unto you, please impart full knowledge to me in this connection. Such similar wordings, such similar mood, the same mood that Arjuna was in when he was ready to listen to the instructions from Krishna. How Arjuna put himself in the mood of surrender. From being a friend of Krishna, Arjuna submitted himself to being a disciple of Krishna. He said that Karpanya dosha pahata swabhava prichhami tvam dharma samudha cheta yashreya hasya nishchitam bruhitan me shishyasteham sadhimam tvam prapannam. That I'm just surrendering to you. Please, O Krishna, tell me what I should do. I just surrender to you, Krishna. So similarly, here, Pariksit Maharaj, in the same mood, he's surrendering everything. Himself, he's just offering himself to Shukadev Goswami. And Pariksit Maharaj continues to say that because I am drinking the nectar of the message of the infallible personality of Godhead from you, from your lotus-like mouth, it is flowing down like your ocean of your speeches. It's the nectar of your speech, that I am not feeling any sort of exhaustion due to my fasting. So here the fact is being told here by Pariksit Maharaj that he actually did not get up for 7 days and 7 nights. No prasadam break, no sleep break, no nature call break, nothing. Non-stop. Because the nectar, the ambrosial nectar that was flowing from the lotus mouth of Srila Shukadev Goswami was directly entering into the ears of Pariksit Maharaj, directly entering his heart. And because of that, he was feeling so satisfied, so nurtured, that he was not feeling any exhaustion because of his fasting. That is the quality of, or the result of intense hearing, of attentive hearing, as if our life depends on it when we listen in that mood. So thus Shukadev Goswami, this chapter concludes by saying that thus Shukadev Goswami, when he heard these sincere questions from Pariksit Maharaj, these sincere inquiries by Pariksit Maharaj, and his inquisitiveness and eagerness that he saw in Pariksit Maharaj, Shukadev Goswami, he became very much pleased, and he immediately started speaking all the glories of Krishna. Immediately started, imparting and answering all the questions that Pariksit Maharaj asked. So we see here, how even in the Bhagavad Gita it is said that when we approach a spiritual master, we should inquire from him submissively and render service to him submissively. We should ask questions, but in a submissive mood, not in a challenging mood. So here we can see the submissive attitude of Pariksit Maharaj. And it is said, Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshina. That when we render service to the self-realized souls, to these Mahatmas, when we serve them and when we inquire from them submissively, being pleased with our service attitude, the self-realized soul impart knowledge unto us. That is the role of the spiritual master. So here we can see how Pariksit Maharaj, being the perfect disciple, has sought shelter of the perfect spiritual master, Srila Shukadev Goswami. And Shukadev Goswami, now being pleased with the mood, the attitude, and the consciousness of Pariksit Maharaj, is now starting to actually impart and answer all of Pariksit Maharaj's questions. So that we will hear from Prabhu tomorrow in chapter 9 and chapter 10. So with this, we will conclude today's session. If there's any questions, comments, or reflections, we can take that now. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Hare Krishna. We also request you that please like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel, and please post your comments on the Facebook page. And there is link in both the places for joining the WhatsApp group. If you need to get recordings of our previous sessions, you can please feel free to join the group, and you can get the recordings as well. So thank you very much again. So we'll take some questions. We have question from Radhika Kasturi Mataji. Mataji, can you tell me what does purify of mind and intelligence mean based on your last class? And you also talked about purification of ego to go to the spiritual world. Very nice question, Radhika Mataji. What does it mean to purify our mind and intelligence? You see, the mind is just a storehouse of thoughts, and intelligence is supposed to direct the mind, to make the right choices. Like, say, for example, we have an exam tomorrow. The mind tells, oh, let's go partying, but the intelligence says, no, you need to make a choice that you have exam tomorrow, you need to study properly, do your exam, then go party. So that's the role of the intelligence, that's the role of the mind. So how do we purify the mind? Savai manah krishnara padara vindayor. That how we can purify the mind by engaging the mind, by making our mind get attracted to the lotus feet of Krishna, and directing our intelligence. So directing all our thoughts and try to make the right kind of choices with our intelligence, accepting everything that is favorable for our Krishna consciousness, rejecting everything that is unfavorable to our Krishna consciousness. That's the role of intelligence. That's the way we can purify our intelligence. So that's the way we purify our mind and our intelligence, and the way we purify our ego. You see, ego basically means identity. So false ego means false identity. False identity means when the soul misidentifies with the body, when the soul thinks that I'm the body. So that is misidentification of the soul, and that's the cause of misery. You know, if the sugar starts thinking that, oh, I am going to be salty from tomorrow, that's going against its dharma, that's going against its constitutional position. So for us, our constitutional position, the nature of the soul, is that we are eternal parts and parcels of Krishna, that we are meant to render service to Krishna. And that is true ego. So that is the way we purify our ego. Our ego gets purified. Now, there's another answer which I will give you. It's a little kind of a joke, which we heard from one very senior devotee. He said that we purify our senses. Our senses are getting purified when we take prasad. We eat only prasad, which is offered to Krishna. So our senses get purified by that. We chant the holy names, so our mind gets purified by that. We read Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and our intelligence gets purified. Then we go out for book distribution, and then that's how our ego gets purified. But if you want to make really fast progress, then just become a manager in the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Supremely, all your ego, your mind, intelligence, everything will be purified in one shot. So that's just a management joke, anyways. But Janeshwar Goranga Prabhu, we have a question from Facebook Live. Hare Krishna. If in Treta Yuga the color of the Lord is red, then why is it that Lord Ram is not of red complexion? Very good question, Prabhu. You see, Lord Ram is special in this particular Treta Yuga also, and he is mentioned that as one of the Yuga avatars. Lord Ram is also mentioned that in Treta Yuga, one of the colors of the Lord is also like parrot green, which is the color of Lord Ram. So that is also mentioned. If you, I can give the exact link where that is mentioned. Lord Ram is Leela avatar, of course, and so here it is said that it is from the Padma Purana. It is said that in some Treta Yuga, the Lord also appears in the parrot green color, which is the color of Lord Ram, which we understand to be the color of Lord Ram. So I hope this answers your question, Prabhu. Shamala Gopika Mataji, you have a question that Krishna is avatari and not avatar, as you said. But in 3.1.34 verse, Prabhupada purport, the mention Krishna in Dwarka is Vasudeva expansion and Krishna never leaves Goloka Vrindavan. Can you please help us to understand this? Looks like contradiction. Well, it is not a contradiction. You see, the one, Krishna who comes, in fact, it is said, this is again from, revealed scriptures, we have this information, that Krishna, when he appeared, he appeared to Mother Devaki in Mathura, and he also simultaneously, actually, Mother Jashoda gave birth to twins that night. We commonly know that Mother Yashoda only gave birth to, a girl, a baby girl, who is, Mahamaya. But she also gave birth to Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So there was a boy and a girl. And when Vasudev from the prison when he took Krishna on his, head, and he crossed the Jamuna and he came into Gokul. At that time, entire Gokul was sleeping by the potency of Yogamaya. Even Mother Jashoda, she didn't even know that she had given birth. And to who she had given birth, she didn't even know. So as soon as Vasudev entered into the quarters of Jashoda Maya, the two Krishnas became one. Even Vasudev did not see it, but so he placed Krishna there, and then he took the girl with him back to Mathura. And it is said that the one who came from Mathura is Vasudev Krishna, and the one who is in came from Mother Jashoda is Vrindavan, Vrajendra Nandana Krishna, he said. So this Vrajendra Nandan Krishna is the original personality who comes directly from Goloka Vrindavan. Now, when Krishna comes from Goloka Vrindavan, it's not that Goloka Vrindavan then becomes empty. It's not like that. Krishna also, he himself can expand, just like how in the Rasa Leela Krishna expanded. That's the same Vrajendra Nandan Krishna who expanded into many. So similarly, while Krishna is in Goloka, he can also simultaneously manifest in this Bhuloka also. So similarly, so Vrajendra Nandan Krishna is the one from Goloka Vrindavan, it is said. And Vasudev Krishna, because you see, Vrajendra Nandan Krishna, he doesn't like to go killing, Krishna in original spiritual world, in Goloka Vrindavan, there is no demon killing there. So whenever there was any demons to be killed, even in Vrindavan, it is said that Krishna would, Vrajendra Nandan Krishna would always only play his flute. He would only play with the cowherd boys and the girls. But when it would be time to kill the demons, then Vasudev Krishna would come and just kill the demon. That's the way the Lord would manifest. And it is said that, when Akrura came to take Krishna and Balaram to Mathura, at that time, we know the pastime of how Akrura would going to, give the signal of taking a dip inside the Jamuna to give signal to his other guards to, guard Krishna properly. So Akrura was taking a dip in the Jamuna, and when he dipped inside the Jamuna, he saw Krishna Balaram there. And when he came out, he saw Krishna Balaram on the chariot too. And again he dipped, he saw Krishna Balaram in the water. And he saw Krishna Balaram outside. So it is said that Vrindavanendra Krishna, Vrajendra Nandan Krishna, never leaves Vrindavan. That he is always present there in his bhava form. He is present there in the form of his emotions. The emotions of the Brajabasis. Krishna is always present. He never leaves Vrindavan. So at that point was the point of separation, that Brajendra Nandan Krishna stayed back and Vasudev Krishna went forward. And the one who came to Mathura, who killed, Chanura, Mushtika, and Kamsa, and everything else, who spoke the Bhagavad Gita, did everything of that was all Vasudev Krishna. So that is how it is explained. So I hope this clarifies your question. Anju Agarwalji, we have another question from Facebook Live. Hare Krishna, born in Vrindavan, brought up in Mathura, grew up hearing Ramayan, Sri Bhagavad Katha, and seeing Lord Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Ras Leelas. Today again you picturized all those Leelas so beautifully that I could visualize them again. Thank you. Nowadays, I am taking class in Bhagavad Gita for better understanding. Please could you tell me which is more superior, Bhakti Yoga or Jnana Yoga, to attain the divine? Okay, which is more superior, Bhakti Yoga or Jnana Yoga? Well, we thank you, Andrew Agarwalji, for your comments. So Krishna says, Yoginam api sarvesham, after describing in the 6th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter is called Dhyana Yoga. So at the end of that chapter, Krishna says, Yoginam api sarvesham madgaten antaratmana. So what's that? Yoginam api sarvesham madgaten antaratmana. Samayukta tamomata. I'm forgetting the third line, but the meaning is that Shradhavan bhajate omaham samayukta tamomata. Thank you. So The meaning is that out of all the yogis, the one who is intimately united with me through the form of bhakti is the most intimately united with me. And to the purport to that particular verse, Srila Prabhupada explains in Bhagavad Gita as it is. Srila Prabhupada explains that just like $100 or 100 rupees currency bill automatically has, like 5 rupees, 10 rupees, 20 rupees, 50 rupees is all present if you have a 100 rupees note with you. Similarly, if we practice Bhakti Yoga encompasses all the other yogas. We are performing Jnana Yoga, we are performing Dhyana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga. All of the yogas are in its full perfection in the form of Bhakti Yoga. The Bhakti Yoga is actually considered to be the highest according to Srimad Bhagavad Gita. I hope this answers your question. Any other questions? Okay, I think there's one more. Oh, okay. So Divyangi, question is about Shaktavesh avatar. Are they Vishnu Tattva or an empowered Jiva? They are not Vishnu Tattva. Shaktavesh avatar is not Vishnu avatars. They are not Vishnu Tattva. They are not coming from Vishnu, like Lord Ram is Vishnu Tattva, or the Leela avatars of Vishnu. They are actually Jiva Tattvas. And Jiva Tattvas who come with special potency of the Lord. They are called Shaktya Avesh avatars. They come with special potency. So they are Jiva Tattvas. And very special Jiva Tattvas. Very, very special, unique Jiva Tattvas. And they come with special Shakti. So that's how it is. They are not Vishnu Tattvas. So I hope that answers your question. Ashesha Goranga Prabhu, thank you for the sweet comment, Prabhu. Thank you for your sweet comment. What are our references for understanding Srila Prabhupada as Shaktavesh avatar? So the reference for understanding Srila Prabhupada as Srila Shaktavesh avatar is found in the Chaitanya Mangal in the Sutra Khanda by Srila Lochan Das Thakur. He says that Ebe Nam Sankirtan Tikshna Khadaga Loya Antar Ashura Jivera Phelibe Katiya, which means, Jodi Papi Chhari Dharma Dure Deshe Jai, More Senapati Bhakta Jaibe Tathai. So it is said that if some sinful people escape and giving up religious principles go to far off countries, then my Senapati Bhakta, my military commander in chief, will come at that time to give them Krishna consciousness. So this is verdict directly from Sri Chaitanya Mangala by Lochan Das Thakur, where he's describing Srila Prabhupada to be the Shaktavesh avatar who has come with a specific potency to, bring Krishna consciousness to this part of the world, to deliver, and make this kind of a revolution is, something. So I hope that answers your question, Ashesha Goranga Prabhu. Jai Shankar Murugesh Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranams. Very surprising to hear the change in sequence of yugas. Only in the 28th cycle of the 7th Manu yuga duration is still same for next cycle. Yes, the yuga duration is the same. It will be Satya, Dwapara, Treta, and then Kali. So that's how it is going to be. Only this particular yuga cycle, there is a change. So thank you very much. Sudesh ji, there is another question. Hare Krishna, please tell me, when will Lord Krishna appear again? Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, will appear again in the next Manvantara. In this Manvantara, for the next 71 minus 28 years, he's not going to appear anymore. He will appear again in the next Yuga cycle, in the 28th cycle of the 7th Manu again. So that's how long people have to wait to see Krishna and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again. So I think that is all with the questions that we have. If there's any more questions, please let us know. But we thank each and every one of you for your active participation. Again, we request you to like, subscribe, and share the videos. Um, Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. ISKCON Vartaman Guru Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you.